'Twas the night before opening, and to our delight, the stagehands were prepping for our first big night. Stage lights were hung with precision and care to prepare for subscribers who soon would be there. Wig hair was styled and costumes were fit. The musicians were nestled, all snug in their pit. Out in the lobby, lines soon would appear for bartenders serving sweet treats and cold beer. But this year is different, yes, this much is clear. A season without theater that we all hold so dear. No ushers, no dancers, no big curtain call, no concerts, no galas, no parties at all. While we wait for the theater to open once more, for you a small treat that we hope you'll adore. Things soon will get better, to all our relief. It's the Maltz Jupiter Theater's Holiday Real Brief.
Real brief. Real brief. Real brief. Real brief.
Real brief.
Really, 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 really brief.
Real brief. Real brief. Okay.
It's the Maltz Jupiter Theater's Holiday Real Brief, featuring the directors and young cast members of Annie and Billy Elliot the Musical. A sweet treat, drinking with Jay. Season's greetings with Dana Munson. Did you know? Featuring Christina Van Vliet Renasco. And other holiday surprises.
For those individuals, artists, and educators who have spent decades on this property, the next phase of construction is bittersweet. After trees were relocated on the west side of the building and its transformer was removed from the corner, demolition has begun. The Palm Beach County Fire Department made an on-site visit to familiarize themselves with the shoring and bracing to understand how the building will be torn down. Meetings occur before each step to ensure the process goes smoothly. The demolition project began with the area directly behind the stage tower, the Hess Rehearsal Hall. The old electrical room was carefully removed, ensuring that the new electrical room next to it was protected. Moving northeast, the loading dock and dressing rooms were next on the plan for demo. Many talented artists walk through the stage door, so it is quite shocking to see it is gone. The back of the building, which housed the Goldner Conservatory of Performing Arts, was removed next to make way for the new 199-seat theater and new conservatory space, which will be housed on the third floor. Next up, the stage tower will be removed following the cut line, which has been spray painted on the building for reference. The project has gained considerable speed in the last few weeks. You can watch the entire process by logging on to our website at jupitertheater.org and clicking on the Building Construction Live Feed button.
and welcome to Did You Know? I'm Christina Renosco, the Maltz Jupiter Theater's Development Events and Special Projects Manager. Did you know that Charles Dickens wrote his ever-popular A Christmas Carol in just 6 short weeks in reaction to what he felt were threats facing England? Charles Dickens was already a popular and successful novelist, a self-made man with a social conscience when he was invited as a guest speaker at an event in October of 1843 to raise money for the working poor. And at this event is where the idea for his story came while he was listening to them discuss the plight of a population that was largely ignored by everyone. Dickens decided he would use his talents and his position as a successful novelist to fight for the uneducated, poor, and powerless, which included thousands of child laborers that were being exploited and abused by factory owners. Dickens planned to publish an inexpensive political pamphlet, but he changed his mind and he decided that the most effective way to reach the broadest segment of the population was to write a deeply felt Christmas narrative. And 6 weeks later, he finished and published A Christmas Carol, where he confronted the threats facing England, which were being bred in the slums in the country's newly industrialized cities, which he personified in his Christmas tale as 2 horrifying children, want and ignorance. It was published on December 19, 1843, and the first edition sold out by Christmas Eve. And by the end of 1844, 13 editions had been released. A Christmas Carol has never been out of print, has been adapted for film, opera, plays, and even a Broadway musical. Fun fact, theater great Sir Patrick Stewart even did a critically acclaimed one-man version of it where he played all 30 characters. A Christmas Carol is performed as a staple during the holiday season and continues to captivate and enthrall theater attendees everywhere with this message of festive generosity of spirit. Oh, and speaking of generosity, please help us navigate through the impact of COVID-19 and consider making a charitable donation to the Maltz Jupiter Theater today. Happy holidays.
Welcome everybody and happy holidays. Today we're going to be making a wonderful sweet treat called the Winter Wonderland, and it's so easy to make. Here are the ingredients: vanilla vodka, white chocolate liqueur, white creme de cacao, half and half, honey, and sugar. What you're first going to do is you're going to pour the honey onto a shallow dish, as such. Do the same with your sugar. I like to use the large crystal sugar because that makes a really pretty rim on your glass. So we're going to coat the rim of our glass in the honey. And then dip it in the sugar. Give it a nice little swirl so it's coated evenly. Pretty. And then set the glass aside. So what we need is 2 ounces then of the vanilla vodka, 2 ounces of the white chocolate liqueur, 1 ounce of the white creme de cacao, and 1 ounce of the half and half. And put the lid to your shaker on and shake vigorously. Again, you know it's nice and cold when your hands start to get frostbite. Now just pour into the prepared martini glass. Enjoy and happy holidays. To get directions to make this drink, go to jupitertheater.org/cocktail_recipe. Enjoy.
This holiday holiday season is in full swing, and shopping for a truly unforgettable gift for theater lovers can be tough. So let the Maltz Jupiter Theater be your one-stop shop, offering all things live theater. 'Tis the season to treat your office staff, family, neighbors, friends, or sweetheart to a night of Broadway caliber entertainment. Whether they're into musicals, comedies, or prefer something a little bit more avant-garde, the Maltz Jupiter Theater has a little something to make everyone smile. Gift certificates, subscription packages, and limited engagement tickets are all available for purchase on our website. We also offer discounted rates for groups of 20 or more. You should also check out our nearby preferred restaurant options to create a truly unforgettable night. Tickets make the perfect gift, so don't miss out. Now, let's take a look at our 21-22 season.
Welcome to the 2021-22 grand reopening season at the Maltz Jupiter Theater. We have a brand new lineup of shows. An Agatha Christie whodunit. An American tycoon lies dead in his compartment with a locomotive full of suspects and an alibi for each one. It's the perfect mystery. Murder on the Orient Express. After that, a hapless romantic searches for true love in the Big Apple. Sweet Charity, featuring unforgettable classics like If My Friends Could See Me Now, Big Spender, and There's Gotta Be Something Better Than This. Then join us for this much-anticipated Tony and Grammy award-winning musical about the struggles and triumphs of making it big. Don't miss this hit Broadway musical so big, we can't tell you what it is yet. Followed by the hilarious comedy I Hate Hamlet. A legendary actor returns as a ghost to advise a rising star in the ways of stagecraft, sword fighting, and making love in this larger-than-life play. Ending the season with two charismatic con men who compete to swindle $50,000 from a naive heiress in the beautiful French Riviera. This Tony Award-nominated comedy will have you laughing and singing. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. For more information on this exciting season, visit jupitertheater.org.
December is the time for the holidays, which means gatherings, gifts, goodwill, and for some families, going to the theater. For as long as I can remember, the Maltz Jupiter Theater has created productions during our December slot that are appealing to kids of all ages. Two of these productions, Annie and Billy Elliot the Musical, features young performers in the leading roles, and although they've grown up, they still have that twinkle in their eye. From Annie, our Annie, Clara Young. From Billy Elliot, our Billy, Nicholas Dantes, who's also joined by his young castmate, Violet Young, who played Debbie. And in case you don't see the family resemblance, Clara and Violet are sisters. More about that later. We're also joined by the show's visionaries, Mark Martino, who was the director and choreographer of Annie, and Matt Lenz, who is the director of Billy Elliot. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, Andrew.
It's good to see everybody. And my God, you guys have grown up so much. A lot of time has passed since each production, so I think we need a quick update to hear what everyone's been up to. Let's start with the adults. Mark, what have you been up to?
Well, since 2013, which is when we did Annie, I've been pursuing the same kind of stuff I always do, creating musical theater in some fantastic theaters, my favorite one being the Maltz Jupiter. The 7 months of COVID have obviously for all of us in the arts are so difficult, but it's a matter of keeping body and soul together during this time. And so yoga's been really helping me keep the body part together. And the soul part is trying to drive some inspiration from things I haven't been looking at for a while. I've watched a lot of ballet.
Matt, what have you been up to?
Well, I've pretty much been upstate New York at my house up here in the Catskills since the middle of March. And I had always, I've had the house up here for about 12 years, and I've always wanted to spend more time. Little did I know that it would be sort of 7 straight months. But Mark,
you also have some other good news.
I do. We took this opportunity. My now husband, Nicholas, and I got married just a couple of weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Yes, it's 17 years later, and this is the first sort of public announcement we've made of it. We just did a small, quiet thing on our back deck with lots of autumn trees and leaves as witnesses, really. And, 17 years later, we thought it was about time. And we were both in the same place at the same time long enough to plan something and to make it happen.
Well, congratulations. That's such great news. Clara, what about you?
Sure. The summer after Annie, I performed at the Williamstown Theater Festival, and I did a show called Unknown Soldier, and Estelle Parsons played my grandmother, which was an amazing opportunity. I had such a great time doing that show. And recently, over quarantine, a short film that Violet and I did with Ben Platt came out. It's called Theater Camp.
Cool.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's very funny, comedic film. And speaking of films, Violet and I also were in a short film that my mom wrote and starred in as well, called 5 Teenagers Walk Into a Bar. And it was just featured on LA Shorts, which was very fun.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Nicholas, what's your update?
Well, much like Billy, after Billy Elliot, I joined a ballet school. So I was at the Joffrey Conservatory in Chicago for 2 years, and now I'm training at NYU Tisch in their dance department. So continuing my journey with dance, and yeah.
And little Violet, who's not little anymore.
Hey, yeah. I don't know, since 2015? 2014, 2015? I was able to do something on the National Geographic channel with Antonio Banderas. I played his daughter. I played Maya Picasso, so Picasso's daughter. What else? I was able to perform at the US Open last year and sing the national anthem for Arthur Ashe Kids Day. So that was cool. And I did some stuff with the Apollo Theater.
I'm so impressed with everybody that you've been staying busy so long. Let's just jump into some questions. Clara and Nicholas, both Annie and Billy Elliot, featured a young person as the main character of the musical. That's a lot of pressure to put on a veteran actor, let alone a kid. How did you deal with the stress of going through that process?
Well, I know that I was more excited than anything because Annie had been my dream role with the red hair ever since I was little.
How about you, Nicholas?
I definitely agree. I feel like I was so excited the whole time. I was just having a blast that now I look back at it, I'm like, oh, like that was kind of a lot of work.
Excellent. Mark and Matt, is your artistic process with young actors different from that with adults?
I don't think so, to tell you the truth. It's different in one sense in that you're dealing with people that are not yet fully formed, maybe. But I remember talking with Clara and all the orphans, pretty much the way I talk to most actors.
I would agree. I mean, I think you can talk to them as the same way as you would professional adult actors. I do think that there is an element sometimes, depending on the age and the experience of the younger performer, that you're also teaching them how to work sometimes. There's an element of, it's not just how you direct them as their characters, but you might reinforce some tools that are going to be helpful to them as professional working actors.
Right. So this question is for everyone or anyone. What is it about these two titles that make them perfect for the holidays?
I'll take the top of that. Annie, at the time when we did it at Christmas time, it's about this 11-year-old, obviously, who's on a journey, but the journey is for family. And Christmas time we always associate that with family. And I love that in Annie, that the family she finds isn't the one she expected at all. And it's perfect. It's the perfect Christmas gift.
Yeah, I mean, Absolutely. Family, in Billy Elliot, you have a kind of fractured family unit happening because of outside circumstances, mostly, that, sort of finds its way back together. It's, again, about that father-son love ultimately, but grandma and the brother and everybody sort of finding their way back together at the holidays, which I think is a fairly common thing that the holidays hopefully do for us. So,
in show business, it is known to never follow kids or animals. W.C. Fields stated that this is because he knew that the audience's hearts would be stolen by both. Annie has orphans and Sandy, a four-legged friend. We were lucky to have one of Bill Berloni's trainers work with Clara. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Skylar Beeman, and this is Macy, and we work with William Berloni Theatrical Animals, and yes, we do. I know we do. So Macy plays Sandy, Annie's counterpart in the show, and Macy has played Sandy thousands of times around the country. So Macy would probably say her favorite part of being out in the show is getting the treats, but I also know it's all the attention she gets from the cast and crew and all the love that they give her. So, as you can see, Macy absolutely loves Clara, who's playing Annie, and gives her lots and lots of kisses.
I'm having so much fun working with Macy at the Maltz Jupiter Theater. She's amazing. She listens to everything, and I just love her. I'll take care of you, and everything's gonna be fine.
Oh, Macy.
Mark and Clara, what are some of the challenges with working with animals on stage? Were there any mishaps that ever happened on stage?
I don't know. Clara, in the run, did you have issues? I don't remember. I mean, in rehearsals went so incredibly well. I mean, part of it is because the Bill Berloni dogs are phenomenal, and their trainers. We had Skylar Beeman with us, who was also in the show, and he did such a good job with Clara, because she really had to take full responsibility for handling Macy. I mean, there's literally no one else could interact with Sandy except for Clara. So that was all hinged on her building a relationship with the dog. My stress was that would be the biggest issue, and that was never an issue. That was always delightful and joyful.
Definitely. I remember when we were having our private rehearsals, Macy would sometimes put her paw on my arm, because we really did bond. She's the sweetest dog, and it was sad when we had to say goodbye. But also Skylar just did such an amazing job in teaching me how to do everything, having the treats in my pockets of my costumes, and we would practice the specific hand gestures that I would have to do to make her roll over, sit down. I do remember one time when I was on stage, I was singing Tomorrow, and I was holding Macy next to me on this kind of little rope that I had, because she's a scrappy dog, and she just kept pulling. It was so not like her, and sometimes that happens. Dogs have things that happen to them too sometimes, so she was just moving around a little bit, and I was trying to keep her still, but other than that, nothing really happened that was troubling.
Billy Elliot has so many spectacular moments where we get to see Billy's passion for dancing. One of those moments, he takes flight. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Daniel Condis, and I'm the flying director from ZFX. I'm here for Maltz Jupiter Theater's production of Billy Elliot. Safety is the #1 precaution that we take, and mostly it's training and interaction between the operators and the performer. The equipment that we use is very simple. It's been around since pirate times. It's essentially pulleys and ropes. We've just taken it into the 21st century.
What I like about flying is that I feel this freedom that I've never felt before.
It's all about taking things at a pace that they're comfortable with. As the operator, I would use my weight to lift Billy into the air. Flight director does fly wire rigging and choreography to make magic on stage.
Thank you for joining us on this sneak peek backstage.
Matt, in regional theater productions of the show, you're free to reinterpret moments in any way you choose. What is it about the flying moment that made you want to keep that concept?
Oh, gosh. I mean, first of all, I just remember seeing the show on Broadway, having no idea that I would be directing it or whatever, but it just took my breath away and brought me to tears. And so, you thankfully, Maltz and you, Andrew, were willing to provide the resources to make that happen and hire the company that does this. And there aren't a lot of them, but they're really amazing at what they do. So I just felt it's such a literally transporting moment in the show that I didn't want to do without it.
Yeah. Nicholas, tell us about the sensation of being lifted into the air and then flying around on the stage. What's that like?
Yes, I will never forget this feeling. Because it really, you have the harness on, but it really does feel like you're flying. It's this sense of freedom that is so, I'm a person who loves like adrenaline rushes. So this, to me, I loved it. I wasn't scared at all. Like, I had so much fun doing it. But one of the most difficult things about being suspended in the air while in a live performance was the fact that the stage was dark, the audience was dark, I'm spinning around, and I had nowhere to necessarily spot. So I think coming down after being up in the air and getting like my balance back, I think that was the hardest part, but yeah, it was still really fun.
Violet, in your young years, you have done TV, film, and theater. Briefly explain to us how these genres are different for an actor, and do you prefer one of the art forms over the other?
I mean, there's a lot of similarities between film and theater, but I think, Nick was talking about like adrenaline rushes, and I think when you are on a stage, like you have the audience and you have just the energy in the room, and that really just kind of you can like feed on that, and it really just helps with your performance, and it gives you that kick that you kind of need to be prepared and to be in the moment. So
yeah, fair enough.
I think that's what I would say.
All right, everyone. With the holidays here, name one thing you wish will come back quickly as soon as we get the COVID-19 under control. Let's start with Mark.
Other than live theater, which, building off of what Violet just said, is the way that we all get our adrenaline rush. Because that's what I want to come back quickly. I want to get back inside of a theater and work with actors, and then have those actors go to an audience and share it. Because that's what I'm missing right now is that community. This is great. I'm so excited to be with people on Zoom, but I want to get off Zoom and get into a theater, into a rehearsal hall.
Yeah, how about you, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, communing with other artists and collaborating, and so many of the people we work with are also our dearest friends. And that also, to me, equals travel. I love traveling. I love going places and new experiences and all of that. So they're kind of part and parcel, but, getting back to work and getting to see all the people we love and collaborate and make some good art again.
Yeah, so agree. Clara?
I would definitely agree with all of that. I just love spending time with my friends and getting to learn more about people, pushing myself to understand different people's opinions, and solving conflict, things like that. I don't know, I've just always been a people person, so this time has been hard for me, but it's allowed me to turn more inward and reflect on myself a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I just miss community, getting to perform, getting to hang out with my friends.
It's so true. It's so true. How about Nicholas?
Besides live theater and like concerts and movie theaters and whatnot, definitely that human connection, just whether it be like in dance, we're not able to partner or do any group dances, so that'll be nice to get back. And also like, traveling, roller coasters, theme parks, all that fun stuff.
I love it. Violet?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would say, I agree with everything that you guys have said, just being able to see the people that, we love like on a daily basis, and, just getting back in creative environments and, getting that adrenaline rush, you know, in theater and getting to perform again. So, yeah.
Yeah, my wish is for all of us to come together like we used to and celebrate each other. That's the thing, I think, for me. You know, like everyone has said on the panel, just being able to look each other in the eyes and share ideas. So anyway, thank you all for joining us for this mini family reunion of sorts. You certainly made my heart skip a beat today. As I mentioned earlier, Clara and Violet are talented and supportive sisters, and when speaking to their mom, who happens to also be a brilliant actor and comedian in her own right, I asked her if her young ladies would consider performing a song as part of our Real Brief. She came up with the perfect song from the classic film White Christmas. Here are Clara and Violet Young singing the appropriately titled song, Sisters. It's showtime.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters. Never had to have a chaperone, no sir. I'm there to keep my eye on her. Caring, sharing, every little thing that we are wearing. When a certain gentleman arrived from Rome, she wore the dress and I stayed home. All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain and sun. Two different faces, but in tight places, we think and we act as one. Those who've seen us know that not a thing can come between us. Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can, no one can, no one can, no one can. Lord, help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord, help the sister who comes between me and my man.
A special thank you is in order to the donors who have participated in our annual Stand By Us campaign so far this year. This impressive list, with your added contributions, will continue to support the theater's operations. All donors who give over $100 will be included in the following listing, as well as on permanent donor wall outside the Imagine Room. As always, thank you for your support. of us at the Maltz Jupiter Theater, we wish you the happiest holiday season and a better 2021.